Good evening, gentlemen. This video is... I can't stress enough how important this video is. Because, to be honest, people who struggle with this, men who struggle with this, where they are not fulfilled by their relationship and they feel just dissatisfied by the relationship, these relationships are usually the ones which fail, even though the man might love the woman. Even though you might love your girl right now, and even though in the past I loved my girl, my relationship almost failed because I didn't feel satisfied. I felt bored by that relationship. I felt, just not satisfied. And I couldn't figure out why, right? You might be in a situation right now where you love this woman, but you're often drawn not to her, not to spending time with her, but rather to spending time with your car, or spending time in nature, spending time at work, spending time watching movies on YouTube, right? That kind of stuff. And you don't really know why. Maybe even spending time thinking about other women or looking at other women, right? And you feel disgusted by these thoughts and by these actions, right? You feel disgusted at yourself by even having the thought of, this girl looks really attractive, because you're a moral guy and you have a woman by your side already. And you don't know why that happens. I want to give you an explanation of, first of all, why that happens, and then how you can resolve this, how you can move past this. Because at the end of the day, this is keeping your relationship shallow. And a shallow relationship doesn't survive. And not only does it not survive, it doesn't fulfill the two partners. Even if it would survive, it would just barely survive, but not thrive, not go as deep as we would want to go. And I'll give you a video on three different aspects of this topic, on the science of it, the philosophy on it, and the spirituality part of it. And obviously we have some curious bystanders today. I hope they're not too loud. But I can't do anything. It doesn't matter where I move on this field. The moment I sit down anywhere, they come close to me, right? Because they're just curious about what I'm doing here. So I hope they're not too distracting. Now, the first thing I want to talk about might sound a bit obvious, but I can assure you it is not obvious at all. And it is not as shallow that you might think, right? I don't think it's shallow at all, but you might think so, right? Some of you might think so. And that's simply you don't get enough sexual energy from your partner, feminine or masculine, doesn't matter, but you don't get enough of it. There's not enough polarity in your relationship. The thing is with this, what happens here at the end of the day is your needs simply aren't met, aren't fulfilled. And the problem here is this really keeps you from committing to that relationship, right? And this keeps you, and this is from David Deida, I learned this from one of his books a couple of months ago, this is causing you to cheat on your partner, as David Deida says, not actually cheating with another person, even though that might also happen, but what usually happens is, like I already mentioned, we get that energy from something else, from our car, from movies, from nature, right? For me, my girl's traveling right now, and she's going to be traveling for 2-3 weeks more, so it's kind of a long distance phase right now in our relationship. I'm more in nature. I feel more drawn to watching movies, because that gives me this escape from reality, this freedom in a way, right? Just a woman, that feminine energy that she has, that my girl has, it pulls me out of my head, out of my mind. I don't think about anything when I'm with her, right? Her attractiveness, her radiance, it just pulls me out of my head. Same is true for nature. Same is true for a good movie, some good entertainment in general, right? It gives us this freedom. And if you've learned anything from David Deida, maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't, it might be that the masculine always strives towards more freedom, but you don't get that freedom from your girl right now, right? You don't get this just energy that pulls you out of your mind, and that keeps you from going deeper with her. Now, the problem with this often is that guys don't communicate their needs. They're afraid of actually just telling their girl, and I was this guy as well in the past, and sometimes still am, to be completely honest. Very rarely, but sometimes I still have these thoughts, almost like these red pill overthinking thoughts of but what if she doesn't feel attracted to me if I tell her exactly what I want from her, right? If I'm vulnerable, if I open up. And we might all have made some bad experiences in the past where we opened up to a woman, we told her what we want, or we were just in general, when you tell someone what you want from them and why you're with them, that obviously makes you vulnerable, right? That obviously makes it easier for the other person to hurt you. The thing is, we all have probably made bad experiences, otherwise we wouldn't be in this situation right now, or you wouldn't be in this situation right now. The thing is though, my mindset has profoundly shifted on this whole thing over the last few years, and I want to give you a mindset shift, a paradigm shift that will massively help you get to the point where I am now, where I can just clearly, openly, vulnerably communicate what I need from her, and that helps me feel more satisfied in the relationship, and then giving her more of what she needs, so both of us can step deeper into love. Before I give you that mindset shift, I just want to quickly say here, if your relationship right now isn't going well and it feels like it's kind of dying and you don't want it to die, I just swallowed a fucking fly, bro, or like a mosquito or something. Sorry for that. What I was saying is, if your relationship is dying but you don't want it to die, but you also don't just want it to survive like it probably is right now, you want it to thrive, you want to take it to the next level, then book a free call with me and I'll help you. This mindset that I want to share with you is simply this: you don't have anything to lose. As soon as you open up with your girl, to your girl, and you tell her exactly what you want, there's two things that can happen here. Either she's like, oh, thanks for telling me, this is awesome, now I know exactly what to do, right? She appreciates your masculine direction in that sense. Or she gets turned off by it. Or she thinks like, oh, I don't want to give you that. Like she becomes avoidant, she becomes distant. Well, either your relationship improves, or you realize this is not the person that I should be with because she doesn't want to give me what I want, or she can't give me what I want and what I need. So you don't really have anything to lose. And the other part as well of this is, once you open up, you give her permission to open up. You give her permission to be vulnerable and to tell you what she needs, which is of course very helpful for you, right? Like, we as men, we often just try to guess everything about our girl, right? We try to like, oh, she might need this, and this guy in that video said she needs this. The easiest thing to make progress is literally just to ask her, how can I love you more? And this is not as easy as you might think, because this will spark a really deep connection. This is a thing that I learned from a guy who also, like, he's very much into the spiritual part and pretty much just teaches spiritual sex, and he's way older than me as well. And we were on a call recently where he told me this, like, just ask your girl, how can I love you more? Man. And the thing is, most likely she won't tell you everything, but the moment you open up and you tell her more, she will be able to tell you more, man. So really, you don't have anything to lose. Sure, you have that relationship to lose, but if you lose that relationship because you communicate your needs clearly, like, brother, then you should lose that relationship anyways. I'll be completely honest with you. That relationship couldn't meet your needs because she doesn't want to, or she can't. Well, man, then if at least if you're like, this will stay like this in the long term, because obviously some of my needs my girl couldn't meet in the past, but she was willing to learn how to meet them, right? That's a good situation then, right? That's that willingness to grow from her. That is of course a good thing, and that is a thing that I really value in her. And I honestly think that's even better than her being able to meet all my needs from the start, from the get-go, right? I think her willingness to learn how to meet my needs more says way more about the person who she is, right? Now, one thing I must add here, and I must stress here, is do not use this as an excuse to not do the work on yourself. I'll give you an example. I, in the past, was very much anxiously attached to my girl, and I had to tell her, like, hey, especially when you're gone, when you're traveling, like right now, right? I need a certain security from you. I need to feel that secure sense of love from you. Otherwise, like, my head just starts overthinking like crazy. And now, over the years, I've moved to a way more secure place. But the thing is, that didn't just happen from me telling her what to do and how to help me. It also came from me doing the work. Don't become one of those men going their own way guys who expect a woman to do everything for them and they don't do anything, right? Because that's how these guys come about, right? That's how someone develops in this men going their own way, into this men going their own way philosophy. It's pretty much just they think that they don't need to do any work. And they have this defeatist mindset of like, the only way to win the game is to not play the game, which actually is the only way to lose the game. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? And this sounds like, oh yeah, I've heard that inspirational quote 100 times. No, bro, but really think about this. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. These guys say, oh, the only way to not get hurt is to just not date at all. Yeah, but that's also the only way to never be in a fulfilling relationship and to always just be alone. And I'm not saying you need a relationship, but I'm saying, like, I actually saw a clip of Iman Gadzhi recently saying the same thing that I just thought, which is, if I would die without a queen by my side, my life wouldn't really be full, wouldn't really be lived to the fullest. That's what Iman said. And I agree with that 100%, right? And I think you do as well. So get rid of this victim mindset, this victim mentality of, like, women are bad and this kind of... No, bro, no. Sure, some women might be bad, just like some men are bad, yes. But that is the minority. Unfortunately, it's a very loud minority, but it is still the minority, bro. And I want to share a metaphor with you that actually one of my clients recently brought up. And he said... He brought this up, like, he came up with this metaphor in 10 seconds, which was amazing. He said what he struggled with in his past relationships and what he wants to conquer now in his current relationship is he gave the metaphor of his relationship being like the Eiffel Tower. And like the deepest, most like perfect relationship would be at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Then he would be able to look over all of Paris and fully just take in this vastness and this enlivening energy of this relationship. And what he said was, what usually happened is he got to the halfway point up the Eiffel Tower with those girls he was with in the past, and then what happened is he started climbing back down because he was afraid of getting to the top and then falling off, then getting hurt, right? Building such a deep relationship with a woman and then getting hurt. But he said, now I want to get to that top because I want to look all over Paris. And this is just such a beautiful metaphor because it is so true. So many men aren't able to commit to their relationship when in reality all they want is to commit, right? This is the thing, the science part that I teased at the start. If we look at attachment science, the science of how people, not just partners, not just lovers, but also parents and a child or friends attach to each other, one of those attachment styles is the avoidant attachment style, which usually are people who have commitment issues, who have trust issues, and who, struggle to really go deeper into a relationship. The moment that relationship gets very intimate, very close, they run away because they're scared of that intimacy. They're scared of letting themselves go and then getting hurt because maybe they've made a bad experience in the past, right? And that might be you if you're watching this video. The thing is this, what we can learn from attachment science is that what every person wants, whether you're secure or anxious or avoidant or anxiously avoidant, which are the 4 attachment styles, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you still want a deep, intimate, loving relationship with the women, with the people that you love, whether parents or friends or partners, and obviously in different realms, right? With your partner, you want a very deep sexual relationship. With your parents, you don't want that, obviously. The thing is, avoidant people, men with commitment issues, what the science shows us is they actually want to commit. They're just afraid of committing. But the moment they do commit, they're way happier. And yes, you might get hurt. I'll be honest here. I won't bullshit you, bro. Yes, you might get hurt. I'm in a 5.5-year relationship. Brother, I am so deep into this relationship, and not just because we have been dating for 5.5 years, but we have gone deeper and deeper and deeper in those 5.5 years, and we're still doing it. I would be hurt if this girl breaks up with me right now. If she would cheat on me, man, my world would be devastated. But I know that I would recover. And I also know that she wouldn't do that. She would never cheat on me. Thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't commit, you can't get to the top of that Eiffel Tower. And that's where you actually want to go. That's where avoidant people are the happiest. Avoidant people, just like anyone else, want a deep relationship, want that deep, intimate connection with their partner. They're just afraid of committing to that. So maybe that shifted your mindset as well. And by the way, one more thing on this whole topic of attachment styles. What often happens is if you're an avoidant man, you likely attract an anxious woman, right? A woman who wants a lot of safety and security and intimacy and closeness. And what often happens in a relationship where you have one anxious and one avoidant person is either one of them starts like either the anxious person starts pushing, right? Starts like wanting more security, more intimacy, or the avoidant person starts pulling away. The moment the avoidant person, for example, pulls away, the anxious person starts running after them even faster. And then the avoidant person pulls even further away. And then the anxious person runs even faster. This is a downward spiral. The thing is though, with every downward spiral, we can turn it into an upward spiral. Because if one thing affects another thing, and that affects the first thing again, we can build the spiral in whatever way we want. As soon as we have influence over one of the things, the good thing is you are one of those two partners. So if you are avoidant right now and if you are pulling away, the only reason why you're pulling away is because your girlfriend or wife is pushing so much, wants so much intimacy. The thing is, the moment you commit more, the moment you build a more secure base for your woman, what happens in the end is she gets way more autonomous. She doesn't push as much because she feels more secure now, right? My girl has a very secure attachment style, which makes it kind of easy for me to communicate my needs and stuff more and get rid of my anxiety, right? Get rid of this anxious attachment that I had to her in the past. But still, it wasn't easy. And sometimes it still comes up, being completely honest here. At the end of the day though, the moment she built a more secure base for me, the moment I was able to just tell her like, hey, I need you to, for example, when she's traveling, I just need you to text me like, and to send me pictures and to call me and to just show interest in me, right? Because when she's traveling, I don't know what she's doing, right? She's traveling with her girlfriends now. Like, I don't know what she's doing, right? She could be in some big city, meet some guy, I don't know, right? And the thing is, she would never do anything, but my head doesn't think like that. I have made experiences in the past that made my head think in other ways, right? I consciously know she would never do anything bad, but the moment she doesn't show me any interest for like 2-3 days, I don't have a secure base anymore. I don't have that secure sense of love anymore. And so what you can do for your partner, if you want to be able to commit more and if you want her to push you less so that you can actually not pull away so much, the first step for you is building a secure base for her, showing her a secure sense of love. That's the first thing, man. Now, if your relationship isn't going well right now and you don't know how to do this, but you're the kind of guy, you're ambitious, you're not lazy, you don't have a lot of time, you don't have the time to read all these books and watch all these videos and listen to all these podcasts, and not even that, but finding all these books, finding the right books, finding the right podcasts, you don't have the time for that. And you want direct help. You are bored of just watching all these YouTube videos and reading all these books. You want direct help. You want direct help for your questions that you have, your burning questions. What you can do is you can book a free call with me. In that free call, we will go over what your relationship is like right now, where you want it to go, and what's holding you back from going from where you are to where you want to go. And then if it sounds like we're a good fit for each other, I can tell you what I do and how I can help you. So brother, if you don't just want your relationship to maybe survive barely, but you want it to thrive, you want to go deeper, and you want to really, really take this relationship to the next level, then book that free call with me. You have nothing to lose because it's entirely free. There's a link in the description. You can book that call right now. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Have a good one, man. Book that call if you want to. Bye.